Hey everybody, Wes here for Wednesday's workout. So the workout itself is called AVA, and this is named after Jason Khalipa's daughter. If you don't know, NC Fit, the program we follow, is owned and ran by Jason Khalipa, former CrossFit Games winner, and also a prominent coach now in the field. This workout is named after his daughter, and I think it's now 10 years or so into the mix. But it's a funny number because all of the different 2053 for the AMRAP, the 400 meter run, the 21, I think it was, all of them has to do with what she weighed, the time of day that she was born, the date, all those different things. So I think she was born on like a 421, 9.5 ounces, that's why the starting weight is 95. And the 2053 was born at 253. As the time. So that's why it's a funny time for the AMRAP. It's 20 minutes and 53 seconds. We are going as many rounds as we can in that time. 400 meter run, 21 ground to overhead. So for that, in the strength, we are going to practice that ground to overhead and have 12 minutes to build to a 3-rep ground to overhead weight. Now, we haven't done ground to overhead option in a long time. Remember, we have some different options for what we can do. We can have ground to overhead could be a snatch. We could also do a clean and jerk if you're used to jumping underneath. It could also be a clean to push press. Okay, so if you're not comfortable having the rhythm with that jerk, we could work on that push press instead. Either way, we're gonna have time to practice it in the strength and then actually use it in the workout. But in the workout, a high number of reps, so we wanna make sure it's light enough, but we're also working on how we transition from movement, especially ground or overhead, back to the ground, so that way we're not losing that bar or losing control as we go because it's a high number of reps. So first we're gonna talk about the 2 different or 3 different ground overhead options. I'm gonna start with a clean and then a jerk, okay? So if we're going from that clean to jerk, we could be here, good power clean, here, and then I could either go straight from this dip or stand and go back into a new dip, but then jerk with that dip underneath. It could go power clean to push press, or I could go with my power snatch, okay? What I want you to focus on is whichever one you do, and you could practice the 3 different ones in the strength. If you're wanting to work on some of those skills, is pay attention to how you're bringing it down. So if we go back to our clean, we're overhead. We really want to hit those points on the way down. We want to hit the shoulders, we want to hit the hips, and bring it close on that deadlift back down. If you start to notice that you're swinging it, or that you're just allowing it to fall right back down and not hitting those points, the bar can start to get away. We start moving too fast, our back gets out of position, and it can get really ugly. So we want to make sure we're having good reps of those each time, okay? So on that, having to split up those 21 as needed, although it depends on what your weight is. You could go through 21, but you might want to break that up as you go. You will have that 400 meter run on each round after. So depending on if you're a runner or not a runner, this could end up being sort of more of a recovery, come in and hit the ground overhead hard, or it might be the opposite where you're pushing it a little bit on the run and then break up those ground overhead sets as you go. So goal is to get 5+ rounds in this 2053 AMRAP, but really don't get caught up in going too fast. Pay attention to how your body's moving from ground to overhead, whether you're doing clean and press, clean and jerk, or a snatch, okay? Have fun, we'll see you all on Wednesday.